Hey folks, Dustin here, and I just wanted to do a quick little vlog to talk about some really exciting news for me and my participation in the disc golf space. And that is that I am officially working with the Disc Golf Pro Tour as a host on a new show called The Scramble. Now, this show and my participation in working with it has been kind of in the works for a couple of months. Whenever I put out that commentary reel a while back and it made it on the subreddit and stuff like that, Jamie Thomas from the Disc Golf Pro Tour, who runs a lot of their media, reached out to me pretty much right away, and it certainly helped that I had already worked a little bit with Terry Miller, and so he was aware of me as well as JVD, who obviously works with Terry Miller with Smashbox, and they do a lot of the production for the live coverage, and so I had kind of met some people virtually, so to speak, and spoke with some people, and kind of got, I guess, my name in the hat, kind of started discussing things with people from the Disc Golf Pro Tour. But yeah, Jamie had reached out to me a couple of months ago to try to work on some content together to kind of start that relationship. Because, my goal at the end of the day is I know that I'm not going to be some type of top professional player in disc golf, but I would love to bring my commentary skills over from esports into the disc golf world. And, I've already obviously done some post-produced coverage, with So Blue Productions for some local stuff, and with Terry Miller on the Disc Golf Guy channel for some local stuff, as well as just some other smaller tournaments that he's done. And, my goal is to eventually one day be in the booth, to be doing live commentary for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. But I'm also a content guy. I love doing content. That's why I created this channel, was to do disc golf content. And so basically a way to kind of establish that relationship and get rolling was to do this show called The Scramble. And essentially, what the goal of this show is to kind of just recap what took place out on the course on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, to kind of consolidate all of the different storylines and key shots and moments and such throughout the course of the tournament, and kind of just put it all in one place and kind of, I don't know if I could say it like make it bite-sized, because it's still kind of a lengthy video. But yeah, it's to try to just condense it down as much as we can without missing key things that we want to share with people, and a story that we want to tell, and just kind of put it all in one place where if you didn't get a chance to watch the tournament, or you want to catch up on what happened, maybe you forgot before you watch the next event, you kind of want to see how things are going, you can kind of just come to one place and you can kind of see what happened. Now, this video was a little bit special because it was a 4-round tournament instead of the traditional 3 rounds that most tournaments are outside of like majors and things of that nature. And we had a 4-hole playoff. So we had a lot to cover. We had 4 rounds of FPO, and it came down to hole 18 between Katrina and Paige. And then, we had Gannon and Drew Gibson obviously going into a 4-hole playoff, and also, a full 4 rounds of play. So that was a lot. That was 8 rounds and a 4-hole playoff to cover. And it was one of those things where we had to cover every hole of the playoff. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't just skim past that. We had to cover every shot because it was so dramatic. It was so intense. And so I imagine future episodes, when we're doing a 3-round tournament where there is no playoff, will probably be a little bit shorter. But this one, was a little bit longer, but I feel like we captured everything that we wanted to. And I think that this show is great because, again, it just lets you get a recap of the event, see all the key stories if you didn't get to watch the whole event. It can even maybe introduce people who aren't disc golfers to the sport in a way that isn't as much of a time commitment, being able to see the story of a whole tournament in one place. So, yeah, that is really kind of what the goal of the show was. And it'll get tweaked and improved over time, I imagine. We're going to be looking to add better scoring graphics and stuff so people can follow, the leaderboard a little bit better. I think was one thing we're definitely looking to add going forward. And I'm sure there'll be other tweaks. And if you haven't seen it yet, please do go check it out. I'm going to put it in the description down below. If you have seen it, please feel free to reach out and provide any feedback, whether it's in the comments below on this vlog, or whether you want to, shoot me a DM on like Twitter or something like that. Feel free. Obviously this is very new for me, doing something like this with Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'll be honest with you, my goal when I started doing local coverage was to eventually build up to working on the Disc Golf Pro Tour one day as a live commentator. But I didn't anticipate that I would be working with the Disc Golf Pro Tour directly this soon. I thought it would take a little bit more time. And it's just been a fantastic opportunity, though, to be able to work with them on this project. And definitely it's going to be a show that's going to continue on throughout the season. I think the plan is to do an episode of the Scramble after every Elite Series event. So we're going to be doing one after Waco, and, we'll be doing them throughout the year. at the end of every Elite Series event. I think we also will maybe try to do like USDGC and the other majors as well, like Worlds and such, to do like special editions of the show for big events like that. But I'm not 100% sure on that. And yeah, that's great. I'm excited to continue doing the show throughout the year, and I think there's some talks that I might be involved in, maybe 1 or 2 other shows that the Disc Golf Pro Tour is eventually going to be putting out throughout the course of the year that I'll have some involvement with as well. So, hopefully this is, I don't want to call it a stepping stone because I don't want this to be temporary. You know what I mean? And I feel like a stepping stone kind of implies that this is just one thing on my way to something else, because I really hope to be a part of the Scramble and other content like this going forward. In my mind, the perfect position to be in is to be in the mix of doing post-produced content as well as doing live commentary, and kind of combining those two things together, because I love both. There's nothing like live, don't get me wrong. Like, doing live commentary is just super special, like nothing really beats that feeling of following a moment live. But being able to create like really cool stories and really awesome content for people to consume is also something I quite enjoy. So being able to marry those two things would be the most ideal situation. But there is no denying that this kind of, gets my foot in the door, kind of kickstarts relationship with the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Hopefully this just means I'll, continue to do the show and maybe continue to do other content with them and just kind of do more and more as time progresses. And, maybe one day I'll get to do a Silver Series event as a live commentator. Maybe one day I'll crack into the Elite Series. There's obviously a lot of talented commentators on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. And I'm not trying to like step on any toes or anything like that. I'm very humble in that regard. I know that I'm the new kid on the block when it comes to disc golf, and I might have years of experience in esports, and maybe that gives me some skills and experience that can help me do a good job with disc golf content and commentary. But at the end of the day, I still am very fresh. I still am very green when it comes to disc golf. I'm still learning how to slow the pace down, in comparison to esports with my flow and how I commentate and little things like that along the way that I need to kind of tweak and improve. So yeah, I just am super excited that I got to do this. I'm super excited for the future of this show and for other stuff I may be doing with the Pro Tour going forward. And this really was my main goal with disc golf, was to, have fun with it, playing, to maybe compete as an amateur, to create content like I put on this channel, because that's a lot of fun. But it was to get involved in media, in, the pro side of the sport, and kind of, again, bring that esports experience and skill set over and really just kind of marry my two passions, which are esports and disc golf right now. So yeah, I hope that you folks will follow along for that journey. I hope that you'll go check out the content. I'm not sure if future episodes will be on YouTube or if they'll be on Disc Golf Network. So that's kind of still up in the air, I think. But for those of you who are, diehard disc golf fans, a lot of you probably already are Disc Golf Network subscribers that follow me for the live and all that good stuff. And definitely they're adding a lot of value to Disc Golf Network this year when it comes to content, when it comes to adding USDGC and Worlds and such as a part of the package. And it is relatively inexpensive, to be honest with you, considering what you get and how much you pay for like a year subscription and stuff like that. So I'm not here to try to sell you on that. That's up to you. But I do think that they are bringing a lot of value. And I think pieces of content like this, as well as other content they're doing, is trying to increase what you're going to get for your subscription. So just kind of want to throw that one out there because I'm not sure what the future will hold as far as publication. But anyway, thanks so much for listening to me jab on. I'm just super excited. I wanted to kind of share this news with people if you weren't already following me on social media or following the Disc Golf Pro Tour if you hadn't already seen it yet. So yeah, thanks so much. And yeah, catch you more soon.